It's been about 7 years now.
7 years.
7
okay.
years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you first, maybe it was 3 years ago?
About 3 or 4 years
4
ago.
years ago.
Yes.
And
yes.
first what we did some blocks in order to...
for the abdominal pain.
To control your pain.
Correct.
From painful gastroparesis.
Actually, yes, and from the feeding tubes that I had in
exactly.
place.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how did it go?
The blocks were not successful at all.
Okay.
And I was on a lot of pain medications for that. And the feeding tube was not very successful either.
Yeah.
So I chose to have that removed and went on IV therapy instead. And then I was still left with some abdominal pain that affected function.
Right.
So.
And then, then we decided to use 10,000, 10 kilohertz spinal stimulation.
The trial worked really well for pain, a lot.
Yeah.
I really noticed a big difference. Within it was in for about 8 or 9 days.
Yeah.
Very, very, very hopeful for that. The surgical placement went really well. Took about 6 to 8 weeks to get really good pain control and find the right place. And then right around that point, found a level that really worked for the nausea.
So 1 year after the implant, did your pain relief change? Or
oh no, it's better. I would say
better.
If anything, it's
good.
gotten better slightly. Some of the reps I've seen have been wonderful about trying to improve it even more, and they hit the magic spot probably about 4 or 5 months ago.
Good.
6 months ago. Yeah.
For the experts out there, so what was your pain, if you remember, before we even tried to do a trial on your bunch of your medications, bunch of opiates that you were taking at the time?
I would say I had a pretty regular pain every day of at least a 6, and bad days, 7 and 8s. And it hampered my ability to do anything. I would avoid activity so that I didn't trigger the pain.
Did you have daily nausea?
That was a slower onset of relief than it was the pain relief. I noticed it more about 6 months after the placement. And then it reduced a lot of the baseline nausea that I had frequently, and some of that fullness just from drinking liquids. So I'm able to drink liquids a lot better now.
Oh, good.
It's changed my life. I've gotten much more life in my life.